everyone, it's Fiona and welcome back to my channel, Crystal Eva Chanel. Today I'm going to be picking out 8 books for my summer TBR using my TBR jar prompts. I know people typically do this for on a monthly basis, but that's not going to work for me, so I'm going seasonal with it. So I'm just picking out 8 books today that I'm going to try and prioritise over the next 3 months, June, July and August, and see where we go from there. So let's give it a shake. Prompt number 1 is a book I got online. Why is the writing is so small on this? A book I got online. Okay. Ooh. I am going to choose Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I got this from World of Books, which I have pretty much, I find really successful. This one did come a little bit damaged, but I don't mind too much. Other options, I guess, could be none of those. Actually, this might be the only option, which is very surprising. What else did I got when I got this book? Oh, A Little Life. Not today. Not today. Okay, off to a good start. I've been really wanting to read this. Ellen Catherine talks very highly of this book, which is very exciting. Okay, prompt number 2. A book I got in a box of stories. I feel like I wrote these two on the same day because the font is also really small on this one. They're not normally like that. So a box of stories is generally books that I've been putting off because they're ones that I've had for a really long time. I had a box of stories subscription for 1 year back in 2020 and 21, I believe. So any that I still have from there, which is a lot of them, I'm not gonna lie, means I've been really putting them off. So options are The Lost Family by Jenna Bloom. It actually sounds really good, but for some reason I've never picked it up. It's not actually that long either. Oh, actually. Well, 413, it's not that long, but the font is small. The flop on this thing though, that's exquisite. But so that's an option, but honestly, after all that spiel, I'm not sure I'm going to go for it. What else is there? Homecoming by Lou and Goldie never really appealed. I don't know why. It's definitely somewhat to do with the fact that it's a hardback and I just don't like them. For years, Yvonne has tried to keep her demons buried and focus on moving forward, but her guilt is always with her and weighs heavily on her heart. Kiyama has had to grow up without a mother, and while there is so much he remembers about her, there is still plenty he doesn't know, and there's only one person who can fill the gaps. When Kiyama sees Yvonne out and asks her to come with him to Kenya, the place that holds the answers to all of his questions, she knows she can't refuse. And this one act sets in motion an unravelling of the past that no one is ready for. Moving between London and Kenya and spanning almost 2 decades, Homecoming is a profound and moving story of love, family and friendship. It's about coming to terms with your past, opening yourself up to the exquisite pain and pleasure of love, and what happens when these lost souls, all bound by one person, come together and finally share their truths. Oh, I feel like this book has a lot of potential, but the fact that I've never heard anything about it puts me off a little bit. It just makes me a bit hesitant. Yeah, and it's a hardback. Same situation, The Rapture, except the thing is about this synopsis, sounds really boring from what I remember. And then we have An Excellent Choice by Emma Brox, which is a memoir about Emma Brox's journey to solo parenting. Kismet, a romance, which is the lowest rated book on my whole physical TBR according to Storygraph, so that puts me off. And just 2 more. Confident Women, which is about like criminal women over the years, and Estoril, which is a war novel by Dejan Stankovic. I don't know what to choose. There's a reason I've never picked any of these up. This one kind of tempts me because I feel like it's going to be a DNF, so then at least it gets off my TBR fast. But that's not a good reason, really, to choose a book. I'm going for it. I'm going to go for Homecoming by Luan Goldie. It's been a long time coming. I've had this book for years. And I'm going to see what the sitch is. Right, I'll put these back. Very much April. Why is that in my head? Prompt number 3. Digging deep. Oh, I fell out. I'll put it back in. Random colour generator. That's exciting. Let me go and get my iPad so I can do that. I love this because I didn't even know I had that prompt in there. No, I don't want your cookies. Okay, ready? That's ridiculous. Why does it say blue but it's written in green? I don't like this app. I'm choosing a different one. Random colour picker, simple and fast. That's what we want. Ready? Huh? Blue. I'm taking it as blue. Or can we get a specific blue, I guess? It's like a pale purplish blue. The Miseducation of Evie Epworth is blue, but it's not the same blue. The Bobby Girls Wall is blue. Northwoods is blue. See, but this kind of looks the same colour as Assistant to the Villain. I feel that's the closest match so far, but I chose it as blue, not purple. The Last Bookshop is navy. And Estoril is blue. Ooh, Black Book is blue. Oh, I know a book that's really blue. But I don't want to read that. What to do, what to do. Okay, I feel like it should be one of these. And I'm gonna go for Northwoods by Daniel Mason. I've only seen like 2 people that I know or like online know talk about this. One of them absolutely loved it and one of them absolutely hated it. So anything could happen. Now, not the love song would have been a good colour for that, but that's by the by. Let's go for prompt number 4. A book that was recommended to me. A book that was recommended to me personally, or just to me by the world. In Memoriam by Alice Wynne was given to me by a friend on Bookstagram who said they loved it. So is that a recommendation? I think that I'm going to go for One Child by Tori Hayden. This is an autobiography or memoir about a child who was abused. Well, a woman now, but as a child she was abused. One of my best friends recommended I get this when we were at a used bookshop together. Said it's the book that got her into reading. Two hardbacks. Gah! Oh. This one has a pretty drawing on it. A book that came with a bookmark. And I drew a little flower and a butterfly. A book that came with a bookmark. What did I get from Heron Books? Because they gave me a bookmark. Ooh, and Daunt, back in the day. Gaze the Word. Did I get a black book from either of those places? Or did I get it from Waterstones on the same trip? This book really wants to be picked this season, this summer. This has a built-in bookmark. Maybe it's finally time. What did I get from Heron Books? Oh, I know what I got. Oh, it has the bookmark in it. Let me read you these blurbs. Dancing is the one thing that can solve Stephen's problems. At church with his family, the shimmer of black hands raised in praise. With his friends, somewhere in a basement with the drums about to drop, while the DJ spins garage cuts. With his band, making music that speaks not just to their hardships, but also their joys. Grooving with his best friend Adeline, so close their heads might touch. Dancing alone to his father's records, uncovering parts of a man he has never truly known. His youth, shame and sacrifice. Stephen has only ever known himself in song, but what becomes of him when the music fades? Set over the course of 3 summers, from London to Ghana and back again, Small Worlds is an exhilarating and expansive novel about the worlds we build for ourselves, the worlds we live, dance and love within. Okay. Oh, okay. A lot of the prompts are on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Oops. Let's read this blurb. Oh, it's on the inside. Set in a luxurious grand hotel just outside Lisbon at the height of the Second World War, Estoril is a delightful and poignant novel about exile, divided loyalties, fear and survival. The hotel's guests include spies, fallen kings, refugees from the Balkans, Nazis, American diplomats and stateless Jews. The Portuguese secret police brutally observe the visitors, terrified that their country's neutrality will be compromised. The novel seamlessly fuses the stories of its invented characters with appearances by historical figures like the ex-King Karol of Romania, the great Polish pianist Jan Paderewski, the British agent Ian Fleming, the Russian chess grandmaster Alexander Alekhine, and the French writer and flyer Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, who forms a poignant friendship with a young Jewish boy living alone in the hotel. So is it like a combination of, like a hybrid of fiction and reality? Because I don't know how I feel about that. But should it be the season of hardbacks? Because these are not the only books I'm going to read over the next 3 months. They're just options. But I don't want to take hardbacks on holiday. That's something to think about. Oh boy, I don't know what to do. I think I'm choosing Small Worlds by Caleb Azuma Nelson. Ooh, and it has a playlist. Oh, I'm still not super sure, but it's on the pile. So there we go. Prompt number 6. A book where the story starts on page 1. Because you know sometimes it starts on like number 11. That's so silly. Okay, so basically what do I want to read? I want to read Piglet. Ooh, Piglet starts on page 1. This is one of my most recent purchases. But this is pretty summery. You made a fool of death with your beauty. You know when you read a line out of context? That starts on page 1. The Ashes and the Stalkers begin. So excited for when I read this book. That starts on page 1. Oh, cool. The thing is though, I think there's a good chance I'll get to this anyway. So should I choose one that I might not get to? After you, because it starts on page 1. Okay, I'm kind of proving myself a bit wrong here that maybe it happens more often than I thought and I was being dramatic when I wrote that prompt. I think it's one of these two. I have to remember I have 3 months to do this, so there's no pressure. This just doesn't appeal to me as much as I first thought it did when I got it. And this one, I'm kind of in the mood, so should I not, because I'm probably going to pick it up anyway, or should I, while I'm in the mood, in case that accidentally runs out? It's happening. I'm going for Piglet by Lottie Hazel. Okay, 2 more to go. A title with a name. Okay. I don't think I have loads of options for this, but that's okay. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Oryx and Craig, are they names? I think they might be. Yep, those are names. Alice and the Fly by James Rice. Wild Like Me by Louise Pentland kind of has a name because Wilde is her surname. Robin Wilde. But I'm not choosing that. I think the one I'm going to choose is The Miseducation of Evie Epworth by Matt and Taylor. I'm going to finally do it. I've had this book for a really long time. And I think it's time. Were there any other options? Nah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, one more. Oh, this is so fun. A book that I had in mind. A book that I had in mind for a reading vlog. Oh. Oh. I don't know if I can do that right now. But could I do it in 2 months' time? Maybe. I have some, like these ones are coming up in a reading vlog soon, but that's why they're at the top left of the card. However, they've already been like determined, so it kind of feels a cheat. Do you know what I mean? Then other options are, I was thinking of doing like a highest and lowest rated books on my TBR. So In Memoriam is, I believe, the highest, apart from one of the Harry Potter books, but I'm not at that one yet. And then the lowest being Kismet. So that could be an option. This book, this story doesn't start on page 1. I knew that was a thing. Oh, I don't know. What shall I choose? What shall I choose? And like this was probably going to come in a reading vlog, but that means I have to really commit to making that vlog like soon. And I don't know if I'm prepared for that. I feel like I'm going to go for it, but that also means I'm basically adding this one to my TBR because they go together with the vlog that I had in mind for them. So guess we're having 9. I mean, I always could like finish the vlog in September, but you know. To be fair, this looks like a pretty good stack, I think. So for a little recap, oh, sorry, I'll just itch my foot. So for a little recap, on the Summer TBR, we have Homecoming by Llewellyn Goldie, Kismet by Luke Tredget, One Child by Tori Hayden, Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I'm so excited about this one. Definitely the best one on the TBR. Northwards by Daniel Mason, Small Worlds by Caleb Azuma Nelson, Piglet by Lottie Hazel, The Miseducation of Evie Epworth by Matt and Taylor, and In Memoriam by Alice Wynne. Now, I'm actually going to 66 Books on Saturday. So I'm going to be probably adding a good few books to the TBR. So I actually think it's really nice that I've made this prior to that, so that I have a few long-standing members of my TBR that I'm going to try and prioritise this summer, because it's getting a bit ridiculous now that some of these books I've had for like 5 years and they're just sitting there not being read. So yay me! I'm very happy with this stack, and hopefully I'll find some really good reads in there. Thank you so much for watching. Happy summer. If you've watched all the way to the end, leave a little summer emoji, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!